Hello, everybody. Welcome to it. Today we're looking at day 238 of our Bible reading plan. Still going through the book of Jeremiah, but today we're looking at chapters 49 and 50. Chapter 49, I must say, just in the beginning of the video, that for me, it was the most difficult chapter to go through in this entire book of Jeremiah. It was tough, I must say, and I'm actually looking forward to hear that if everybody has the same experience or it was just me. And we see here it's a continuation of the prophecy as we read into the previous chapter. And at the very top, it's an address towards the Ammonites, about their destruction, and it's pretty much destruction of everybody I'm going to mention in this chapter. And at the very top, the Ammonites is what we read about, who the Bible tells us were the descendants of Lot. And then soon after that, we see a word again about the Edomites, the people of Edom, who were descendants of Esau and longtime rivals of Israel and Judah. And if you remember that Esau is the twin brother of Jacob, aka Israel, and also people that make it into the list, and certainly in the attention of God when it comes to this project of destruction that is busy with, it's the people of Damascus. Where Damascus was the capital of the Aramean kingdom, which was then a powerful enemy of Israel throughout its history. And by extension, because Damascus was also their home, was the nations of Kedar, which was an important Arabian tribe, as we read about it a little bit in the book of Isaiah. I think it's Isaiah 21 and 42. It's so you can just go there for more details. And then the other nation that's also gotten God's attention, which also lived in Damascus, was the nation of Hazar, who would also then not escape God's wrath. I mean, you can almost be forgiven for talking about these two guys being caught in the crossfire of whoever was being attacked in Damascus. And lastly, we see the mention of Elam, which was in the east side of Babylon, in modern Iran. Now, the Elamites themselves were the best archers of their time, and this was a very, very important skill in war times. I mean, in those days, and they were known to be very good with the bow and arrow. But the Bible tells us here in Jeremiah 49 that even them, their skills would not protect them when the Lord was bringing his judgment upon them and of course exiling them out of their place of habitat. Moving on to Jeremiah 50, this one is really a simple chapter. It's all about Babylon and its destruction. There's a little bit of mention about the people of Israel and Judah, but it's really mainly about Babylon, the fall of Babylon, the judgment of Babylon, and how Babylon gets captured. And all of this, of course, is as a result of God's anger and wrath. But we do see some mention of the people of Israel and in Judah, that there's a promise that they will be pardoned. There's a promise that their fortunes will be restored, and there's an entire redemption plan around their life as a chosen nation of God. So definitely there's definitely light at the end of the tunnel there for the people of God, and we see that coming through as well in Jeremiah 15. And as I close, the standout verse for me in today's reading came from Jeremiah 49, and it's verse 6. Reading it from the New Living Translation Bible, it was thus: "But I will restore the fortunes of the Ammonites in days to come. I, the Lord, have spoken." Now, this verse stood out for me for one simple reason. To me, it doesn't make sense. Why the Ammonites? Why the promise to restore their fortunes by God when the Edomites? We don't see the same thing being said about the Edomites. We don't see the same thing about being said by the Elamites. We don't see this same thing about the people that were living in Damascus being said. Why the Ammonites? And I tried to try and look for the answer, and I couldn't find it. So I'm really hoping that the guys in today's Bible study, they're going to help me with this, because I really don't understand why the promise. Not that I'm jealous, but that I like it when the Bible makes sense. And in this case, it doesn't make sense for me. So I hope the guys are going to help me later. And if you also are as confused as I am about this particular verse, about the treatment that the Ammonites and the promise that God is giving them here in this prophecy through Jeremiah, if you really, really want to know the answers, well, like me, I'm certainly looking forward to it. It's happening tonight at or is it early evening or late afternoon. Doesn't really matter, but it's going to be 5 p.m. Central African time. You can join us. The details are right here at the bottom of this video. Yeah, thank you for watching, man. Check you later.